anyone, whether they're fire signs or whoever, to have their own space, to have their own glory and their own attention and their own excellence. It's really important. And especially with Sag, because Sag is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is, again, the largest planet in our solar system. It's a planet of wonderful revelation. It's the planet of expansion, of horizons, of awareness, of higher learning, and just being an adventurer and explorer in life, as well as being very spiritual and understanding the vaster principles of things. That's one of the best things about Sag energy, is it's naturally philosophic. It's naturally wanting to find out the reason for the whole, seeing how it all ties together, being very inspired, a divine fire, to be just incredibly enthused about life and love and everything. And that's one of the beautiful things in this relationship, that the Leo is lucky enough to receive, is for all the warmth and light that they provide that's so solid, that fixed fire. Sag provides that fun, mutable fire of enthusiasm here and enthusiasm here and oh my gosh and here and what about that and oh my goodness there. It's so addicting. It's so wonderful for take it from somebody who has a lot of Leo energy. It's so wonderful to be around that, because it reminds the Leo to not be so serious. First of all, fixed fire can get so serious, focusing on themselves all the time and their purpose and their reason for being and their dignity and regal bearing and all that stuff. Sag can remember to be like, oh yeah, that's okay, I respect that, I do, but calm the fuck down. Let's go out for drinks, let's go have fun, let's go dance, let's go do something, let's not take ourselves so seriously, let's make mistakes. Life is meant to be lived. That's all Sag for you. And it truly is. It's magical to the Leo person, and they appreciate it. So my Leo friend, hopefully, or Sag friend, if you're watching this and you want to relay this to your Leo friend, it may seem self-serving to say this from your perspective to them, but Leo friends, appreciate the Sag, appreciate that burst of fresh energy that allows you to not be so rigid, that allows you to embrace life more, to not be so focused on yourself and your loved ones too. Leo is not just focused on themselves all the time. They're focused also on their loved ones. They're deeply, they care from their heart. And they can worry so much too, and they can really get a heart in a state, because they just care so much about their family and their loved ones and this planet and just life itself, that they can forget to take that the whole point of being alive isn't just to continue being alive, not quantity of life, but quality, to embrace the adventure of life and the potential and all that we don't know and all that we can find out and all that we can explore. That's where Sag comes into play. And again, as with every relationship, it's important for you to find your boundaries, and it's important for both individuals to be in a healthy sense of self, to honor themselves, whether they're fire signs or whatever, to honor themselves, to love themselves unconditionally, accept themselves, accept their needs, not look for that anywhere else, but inside, because that's where it truly lies. That's where the solid ground really is. It's not the ground under our feet. It's not any kind of external force. Our stability, our security comes from within. And so yeah, the challenging, a challenging Sag in this relationship is going to be too all over the place, too into all the fun stuff of life and not focused on the details, not focused on the more serious applications of ego. And that's where Leo can teach and even guide a little bit Sag. Now, again, Leos can be dogmatic. We don't mean to be. But especially Sun Sign Leos, my friends, it's important to not take your own word as the end-all, be-all. To not take it as the word of law, the sun hath spoken. It's important not to be so serious with it, and to also honor other people's perspectives, because there's a huge difference between guiding and molding. And even when you're guiding another person, especially another fire sign, especially a Sag, it's important to just offer a suggestion of a path forward, and to step out of the way and let the Sag do whatever they want to do with it. Don't take it personally if they don't take your advice. Maybe they need to, maybe there's a better way. Maybe they see a better way, or, you know, even in the case of they need to go the exact opposite direction and make a few mistakes or whatever, if it turns out that your way was the right way, that's okay. But as long as you offer the suggestion, that's all you had to do. And let the Sag do what they want to do. It's important for both these signs to honor and respect each other. Especially my Sag friend, the Leo is going to want that. They're going to need that, actually, for this relationship to be really fun and healthy, and for that playful, fun kid to come out instead of the super serious, super bossy kid. Yeah, but again, one of the challenges is in this relationship, Jupiter being the planet of excess, of expansion beyond beyond any limit whatsoever, it can be challenging to be around a Sag who just has no control. And especially for a Leo who, although a fire sign, again, cares about their family, cares about their creative gifts, cares about their reputation and their status, and how they are perceived, and if they're respected or not. Sag really doesn't care as deeply about those things. Now, okay, as per family, of course, they do care about their family. But do they worry about family as much? No, not really. I mean, they're very generous. They care as per providing and whatnot, but they don't worry their heart sick about a loved one as much as Leo would. Not saying that they don't care as much, that they don't love as much. Of course, I don't mean to say that whatsoever. But it's not necessarily their first focus. Not so much like with the Leo it would be. And especially with reputation and all that stuff, they'd rather have fun, be a fool, be a clown, than necessarily care about dignity and regal bearing and whatnot. And again, that's a good lesson for Leo, but it can be a challenge, and it's important to decide for yourself if that's worth it or not. Because I've certainly, with all my Leo, I've met a lot of really amazing, fun Sages that I feel blessed to have in my life. But I've also met a lot of Sages, and very often it's the exact same person that I was just talking about. They can be so fun and just jubilant one moment, and then they can totally go to excess and just be ridiculous and just be a little spoiled child the next. And that is a challenge in this relationship, because again, Leo is so concerned about what we were just talking about, and Sag can be so not concerned that it can really clash, and Leo can just really take it to heart and really get upset about that stuff, and it can really get into a fire fest where Leo's going, how could you not even think about that and this, and how could you do this, how could you, basically like that. And Sag goes, don't tell me what to do. How could you think that you know the best way all the time? Or how could you tell me this or do that? See, it's the key to all this, I find, again, is understanding yourself. And that's true for everyone in every relationship, but especially for the fire signs, there's a huge emphasis on the overall health of this relationship being focused on your overall health with yourself and your expression. And your ability to express yourself without getting into the lower manifestation of ego, which is bossiness, which is acting like, totally thoughtless as per other people's feelings and thoughts and perspectives and whatnot. And again, that's the lower level manifestation. It doesn't have to. It's not inevitable. And with awareness, which is the beautiful tool of fire energy, we have to make all those silly ego mistakes, which we all do in one form or another. We have to go through those learning opportunities to reach the enlightened fire that goes, okay, I'm not going to ever do that again. I'm never going to burn too much in that direction again, because that's going to happen. I'm never going to do that again, because that's going to happen. Or just fire in its higher manifestations has been through a lot of experience and a lot of mistakes, a lot of stuff that they go, shit, that was dumb, and they really come to understand themselves and their energies and their power better. So let's see, any last tidbits there. Oh, right. So the ego manifestation, the challenge for Sag is their dogmatism. Is yes, they can be stubbornly, don't tell me what to do, as well as for good reason they can say don't tell me what to do. But they can also be incredibly dogmatic, and that's the challenging aspect of this energy, is saying, I know the right way, only I know. And they can, it's so funny, say they're so open-minded and philosophical and this and that and this and that, and they get into a conversation about spirituality or some kind of vast topic that excites the imagination, excites the fervor for life, and they can think that it's a two-way conversation, but really what's happening is the Sag is just proselytizing. They're just saying their view, they're hearing practically nothing about the other person's saying, and they're just being dogmatic. They're saying, no, it's this. They have good intentions. The Sag does need to define for themselves their own philosophical views, their own morals. They have to delve into those things. It's important to. Again, fire energy is not evil. There's no such thing as evil or bad energies. They're just challenges that exist, as well as rewards that exist, potential rewards with all these different energies. And at the lower manifestation, that is the challenge for Sag energy, is to get caught in their own perspective and to not listen. So listening is important. Listening is important on either end. But I find, especially for Sages, it's important to honor other people's views, to honor other people's opinions and perspectives. And you know what? At its best, Sag does that better than anybody. They can really understand what a person is coming from at a really amazing philosophical way. They get inspired by that other person and their views, and in turn they inspire that other person. And especially when we got a Leo and a Sag at their best, they are naturally inspiring each other. The creativity is just incredible going back and forth. The Leo expresses himself usually through art or some kind of creativity. The Sag expresses themselves through philosophy and through adventuring and exploration, learning other languages, exploring other cultures, just perspectives on life. And it just goes back and forth, and they just go back and forth, and it's a beautiful sight to see. When both people are secure in their own ego, they can honor their partner's ego, not try and mold it or control it or whatever. It's beautiful because you have two people who have all the benefits of kids without any of the BS of kids. We've all been there. We were all kids at one point, and we've all been, bossy or all sorts of stuff that we have to get past and learn as we grow older. And we live through these challenging times of overdoing things. So it's a wonderful relationship. There's natural fire, and there's a sweet balance in this relationship. When these two signs are at their best, they can really help each other move forward in incredible ways and really figure out what life's all about. Not be too rigid, not be too sporadic and crazy, and find a really sweet equilibrium. Namaste.